Welcome to Transport Fever 2, and we are picking up on December the 31st, 1958. In the last part, the focus was very much on setting up routes to preserve certain useful industries which we will be able to develop over time, such as this steel mill. And that's the theme I want to continue in this part. But before that, I just want to say a big thank you for your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me a lot to think about. Now, I did get a question about is why am I not trying to min-max these lines to be able to make to get the level up the factories? And I'll be completely upfront. When you're playing in the 1950s, not 1950s, the 1850s, it's not really worth the effort, because as we get better vehicles, we're going to need to adjust and set the lines up. So at the moment, I'm just quite happy to let the game run, and if they get to a point where like this ore refinery levels up, that's going to be fine, because eventually once we get the better vehicles, that's when I'm going to start to be a lot more focused on min-maxing. At the moment, well, as I say, that's the main other reason. The other one is that when you're starting out, you've got to play to your inner capitalist, which is the game is all about making money, and there's no point pretending otherwise. It's not about building a perfect community. You can see at the moment we're making money on every line except Inham and stone to materials, for a reason which I'll explain. Now the first thing, and you can see down here we've got 24.7 million. First thing I want to do is get rid of this horrible loan, so that we're making pure profit. We're not paying anyone anything else. Now, why is Immingham losing money? Well, if you watched the previous video, you'll be aware that I was very hastily putting this line up, and I made a couple of mistakes where I kind of set the allocation wrong, and you can see I'm still paying the price now with this, in the fact that this line's going here. But what I do want to do is come in here, and I want to drop that down to 10 seconds, because I need to clear this queue, and it means that these guys won't wait. In fact, that's a a little bit too harsh. They're not picking up anything. So maybe we're up here, manage line. What's this? This is Immingham North. Maybe, yeah, maybe this is, I've gone a little bit over the top. This minimum stop time says how long, this is a maximum stop time before departure. What this means is that what you're doing is setting this so that this will fill up with stone. See if that will work, because we need these to leave. Still too short. Okay, well, we'll go back to the original settings. Maybe we'll go to 100 seconds. And that can be quite important, is getting that balance, because what you need these guys to fill up, because there's no point sending even a wagon short distance. Anyway, that is what I want to do, and now I've got some fairly big plans, but we need to do a bit of maintenance work first. And the first thing I want to do is, we've got this iron ore mine here, and I want to get more iron ore into here, but this distance is too short for a train, so we're going to put a road connection here, there. Avoid too many cuttings or anything like that. I know I'm being a bit of a tightwad, but up here, and then work. Now I could, because this is a dedicated road here, I could put in one of these as a stop-off point, because if there's a queue build up here, it shouldn't be relevant. But I'm never been too sure about the unload rate here, so I'm gonna stick with something like this, but we only have just the one, again, just to save a bit of money. Put one there, and I think what we'll do is we're going to kind of try and max the distance between the two. And by tucking this in here, in fact, we're tucking this in here like that. What we'll do is if we got any through traffic here, we won't be queuing up through here. And that line there. And we're going to call you Cleator iron ore. Oops, back in there. Thank you, game. Let's do it again. Cleator ore 2. Now, I am getting those warnings over emissions, and I am ignoring them simply because, again, because we're in the 1850s, it's just not worth the effort. Oops, don't buy vehicle, buy passenger cargo trucks. It's not really worth worrying about the emissions when in the beginning of the game. That becomes more important later on. Iron ore 2. Actually, did I set the... I need to make sure this guy... Sure, manage line. That is Cleator and on north, yep. You've got to wait fully there. We'll put it down to about 100 seconds. It's going to take a little while for this to ramp up. But what the idea is that will get the iron ore coming into here. Now, the next way to make this line more profitable is that we're going to send steel to here. Now there's a potential problem here in the sense that without plastic this won't produce anything. That means that it won't it's a possibility that even if I put a line between these two, it will eventually disappear. I mean, it'd be nice if I could manufacture the goods, but I think just to kind of save a bit of money and distance, well, but not save money, but we're gonna come up about here. Oops, no. I'm gonna do is be a bit cheeky by putting the footpaths there. That'll give us a bit more range, and then we're gonna head for the steel mill, or not the iron ore mine. A bit of a cutting there, but okay. You know, I live in the UK. We don't believe in straight roads. I think the American and even in a certain degree the European concept of grid layouts has never been that of any great interest to people in the UK. I think we're still following roads which are laid down in the, well, even before the medieval period. I think I don't want this to be... ideally, I would like to put you about there. Right. That actually connected, yeah. Good. We're gonna set a line up here. As I say, this line could end up. If I put a, I'm forgetting to do that. I'll be completely upfront, guys. I'm still struggling very much to get out of the workers and resources concept. And this is going to be Blandford. But steel to factory. And then the idea is we're just run. We'll start with about start with 10, not 18. No, let's just start with 5. Always ramp it up later on. Again, I haven't set. Now, the reason I put separate terminals in is that there's a possibility this will start to queue up eventually. In fact, if I increase the number of trucks on this route, it will actually get a bit more crowded, and I don't want these to overlap because I want to set, my general rule is that if you're going to force a pickup like that with a possible potentially unreliable supply, say I put it in here and then for some reason these were blocking, then they would block the trucks coming in here. By having the two separate terminals, that means that these will happily come in and out of here and these will come in and out of here. I know it seems a little bit over the top, but it does, I think it actually works quite well. So that is that. Hopefully that will settle down and that will start to make us some money. I mean, eventually we'll probably put a few more. Actually, these guys were another things. I think we'll assign you to, was it Cleaton or Boot? And then, because we need to keep a nice steady supply of ore in here just to keep everything going. I mean, they are delivering the ore. I mean, eventually we'll probably will do something to do with rail here, but at the moment this Alpha system could operate with trucks for a very long time, especially as the quality of the trucks improve. So that is the quick wins. Now things are going to get a bit more complicated. Now the thing that I'm really interested in is we've got a logging camp here, we've got a sawmill here, and we've got a factory here. And when in AI here, we've actually got a demand for tools. Now the problem's going to be is that we've only got the one logging camp, and we can't. We've got a sawmill over here, so I mean, we could bring up the wood from here, but that would be a long way up to here. So what I want to do is start this fairly low scale, and we're gonna kind of have a bit of a kind of quasi-circular route here. Gonna work connect up. Don't want that. I mean, again, this might lose money to start with, but I think I'm gonna kind of come out here like this. Part of me says train between here and here, but the problem is that we can't mix cargo. Actually, I've just had an idea, guys. What I'm gonna do is the depot. The depot is up here, isn't it? There. I'm gonna check that it's on this line. That comes out that way. That comes out that way. Right. I've got another idea. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna double up this line for, if we, that's the sawmill there. It's a difficult one, because my instinct is to put a route, pick up logs from here that will go to here, which will then be turned into wooden planks, which could then be sent to here. But the problem will be is getting the tools back, because we'd have to put a, just to try and explain what I'm talking about, is that I come in here, this is where having these very low quality trains can be a bit of a problem. The tools requires a box car. The flat car requires, we can move logs and timber with the flat car here. But the actual box car here, which needs tools. So what we probably need is Now, I think I'm going to do it with trucks to begin with, and then maybe we'll go to trains later on. So, yeah, I'm going to stick to the original plan. Because, again, this is more a bit of a placeholder. So, we'll come here. Because what we can do... you can cross over like that. There. There. Then you can throw it over to here. Actually, I could connect that to there, which means we could drop the tools off there, but I think to begin with, we're trying to road around here. I'm trying to avoid that mound. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just come around here. That. And then what we'll do is, yeah. There. What I have is put you there. And we'll put you out there. Yeah, I think. And then that has to, they have to make their way back to over there. And I think we're the road up here. Through there. What I'm going to do is put a depot here. I think, yeah, depot here. And I think just to get started, we're create route here. And this will be Birkenhead lumber. And we'll put a whole pile of these things on. The line, we can head north. What we'll do is get these guys going. They will come over to here. I think that might be the better route. And then what we'll do is, where is the, that's good. We'll put you, let's see, what in right to there, and oops, cancel, and we're just right. Should we go? Oh. See, it's just as expensive, but be there. And what we'll do now is we'll create a route starting from These guys will just be dropping off, so that's not going to be quite so bad. You're going to go to there, and you're going to come to there, and you're going to go to there. And this will be, we'll call you I lumber and what we'll get is a bit of a circular route going. Where's the depot's over there? Depot's over there. Okay. Now, you guys are going to come in and drop off here. I want you flowing in and running out. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to add. I'll go pick up there. Bigger terminal. Fuel terminal 1. Now these guys should flow in and pick up, and we'll get them going. So what that should do is get this industry up and running. I think we need another 20 odd trucks on this. Miracles, another 20. This line. I think it's Birkenhead lumber. Yep, get into here, please. Get that running. And then what I'll do is another 10. And we're assigning you to, where is it? I Lumberand. It'll take them a little while to get out there. And by the time they get out here, set up manage line I east work. We can now safely set this to full. See, this is the time. I'm gonna look at this manage line I east. Don't wait for anything, because you're just dropping off. As soon as you empty, drop off, go. Don't hang around. So we've now got this line running. It's going to take a little while to settle down. We'll probably be losing money on it. Well, I lumber and tools will be okay, but we'll be growing this area here. Now comes the fun bit, guys. Because what I want to do is we're going to play about with this. And now there's going to be an element of risk associated with this, because what we want to do is we're going to expand this line so that we can, how can I explain it? I want to expand this line so that we can take fuel from here to I. But at the same time, we got to be very careful that we don't disturb this area here. And this is where the game can get a little bit strange. I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to expand this platform here. We're going to put another track in. And then put platform. Those platforms. Put the wrong one on. There. Now, the reason I'm making this change first, because we got to try and do this without actually disturbing the train, the tracks. There, you in there, like that. I'm just going to pause because the game's going to complain about what I'm going to do next. Yes, I know, game. Okay, as well. And work the track here. And work there. And we're going to put a crossover there. This will make sense, I promise. But signal. Which way is the signal go? Right, so this guy's coming down this line. This, oops. And we're outbound signal there. Right, so the next thing I want to do is watch this train. He will come into there, go into there. And we should have a nice pile of oil here. Now, again, with min-maxing, because we're bringing up 2 sets of oil, this guy's not really picking up a full load. So, again, we've got to be a little bit careful. I want to see. Oh, this train should be okay. So, what I want to do is we're going to take a line here. About around to there. And what I'm looking to do is go in that direction. And we're going to come. No. Think about game. Have a line down here. Like that. And I want you to there. Now, we've got a through line in the center here, and what I want to do again is configure. We're going to put another track on the other side, like that. Then we're going to put another form. Actually, just had a thought. I can make this a little bit easier by you there and run the track out to there, you to there, and then coming out of here, I want you to come across to there. That means that the train's coming into here, where signals can get a little bit confusing. I've put a signal there. We have to put a signal. No, we don't need a signal there because he can come into there. He's going to go out that way. We'll put a signal there. Make sure. Actually, I will put a signal here for long-term development. And also, this is the through line, so I'll put you there. So what I've got now is this setup here. And what we're going to be doing now is pushing the track out this way. A mound there. Let me just cancel that. Look at the terrain here. Yeah, we have to come close to the farm behind the. Let's just leave the terrain tool on. Well, I am going to double track this from the get-go, because this could get quite a busy line. So Gonna come here. It's a bit of a cutting there. I know the train vehicle conditions are bad. Stop annoying me, game. Hopefully it shouldn't be long before we actually get a what we call it done. Got brains faded, sorry guys. It shouldn't be long before we should get a new train actually. I mean, I can't remember now. I used to know when the next train would actually be due, but as I said when I started this series, there's things are a little bit easy. Now we're going to put a terminus in here. Ideally, I would like it there. We put a road connection from here. Right, trying to create a road spur. There. There. We might be able to get terminus. Let's phase the terminus a little bit. Oops. Bit more. No, we'll wait. I think that will work. Tracks. What we'll do is on this track. Aha. Missed the connection there. It's okay, we can just do this. And run. Keep running the track through here. We've got 33 million, so we're not exactly broke. I'm really glad that you don't have to worry about fueling trains in Transport Fever 2. It's something that we've now got a line here, and I'm just going to set the line up. Okay, new line. Where's the line? On. What we're going to do is we're going to start up here. We're going to bring the train down to here. We're going to run up to here. And then we're going to take the fuel to there. And this will be, call it high oil and fuel. Now this could all go very badly wrong. Next thing we're going to need to do actually is put a depot in. And I think we're going to put the depot in about here because I want to get rid of that other depot because it's in the wrong place. We're going to put a proper depot in here, or proper, well laid out. That's probably not the right way of saying it. So we're going to put you there. Whoops. You go. Which is the up line? That's the up line. Wait. And down line. So we'll set the train up first, and then we'll manage it as we go. 2, 3. Let's stick with. Actually, I'm going to go for 45 on this one, and we're going to fight that. And we're going to assign you to what's the fuel? So to begin with, we're just going to let the train run. Now here, we're going to set trains worked out which platform it's meant to be on. There's the oil and fuel to there, because it has to, because it can't get to this platform, so it's got to come into this platform. This one, I think it's got a bit of free choice, isn't it? So look at terminals here. The game's worked out which one it is on this side as well. Now, what's going to happen, and this is one of the things that can destabilize things, this is where you've got to be a little bit careful. What you'll see is that oil is piling up on this platform because the train coming in here, you can see now, he's not carrying as much fuel as he did before, because the oil refinery here is putting fuel on this side but not on this side. It's a little bit of fuel building up here, because of course the fuel builds up because the train isn't actually picking up here. Okay, we need some signals in here now. Break this line up a little bit. This bit of line is going to get a little bit busier. Well, up there, and do the same that way. We're going to have multiple trains running on this little section here. But just parcel that up a little bit, and we're here. How's the oil piling up? Once we got this woken up, a bit of oil here. Okay, there's the train. Where are you? Manage the line now. Now we're just going to let it run for the moment. We're operator loss. And we'll see how it goes. So, yeah. Train fell from. Yep. 114. Found that. That's okay. Let's see. We're getting tools delivered now. We're getting a build up here. So what we can do is we can add another 10 trucks onto places just so far away. We could buy another 10 here. And we'll assign you, where is it? Lumber and yeah. Taking a little while to get out there, but that's okay. How are we doing here? So this lumber factory is already going. You can see it can only go up 2 levels. So our maximum output here is going to be 400. But I know they got very bad condition. But we are now getting some stuff in here. Now we've got our station here. So the next thing we're going to do is set up the route to deliver the fuel. Okay, this is only going to be a little bit of a one-off. We'll put it there. And in here is the fuel delivery. Okay, we've got a nice bit of coverage there. So we get okay, and we're up. We get the right one. My central and you into there. I actually TRI. Just tell me it's a truck. Fuel. I've got a road connection here, so come in here and buy 5 trucks. And what that will do now is actually create a demand on the line here. Here's the train. Trying to find my train. Okay, my fuel managed vehicle. Where are you? Okay, it's just coming in here now. And he should come up on this line. And he will unload fuel. And of course, once the demand for the fuel trucks hit, once the demand for fuel comes, he will pick up the fuel on the other side. But what I'm more interested in is on what this is. At the moment, this is in balance. That's good. Right. What I'm going to do is let that train actually just double check the route. That's I south. Time for this to go to full load. We should be now be getting oil onto here. Yeah, it's starting to build up. That's good. 33. We're letting him get a yeah. Let him get up to nearly at this terminal, and then wait for him to get into the terminal. Okay, this section of track is going to get very busy. Of course, this guy's gone this way. Okay, I don't care, game. But we are getting a little bit of fuel now coming in onto I. So here, come down here, pick up this oil. Good. I think there's a little bit of cash. 45 oil. Of course, he's going to carry a little bit more than the other side. Now, what we got to do is keep an eye on Stanford fuel. Because Stanford fuel, although it's making a lot of money at the moment, with this line interfering, it can actually cause problems. So we're going to need to keep an eye on what's going on down here. And what we may have to do is put an extra train on so we can get more oil coming in. What are we doing here? At the moment, there's part of me, if we a part of me says that we're overloading that section of track. We've got quite a lot of oil here. I do wonder whether we should be running a train between here and here, just carrying oil. Okay, let me just look at that. Okay, we're gonna have to remove that. Yeah. If I put a bit of track, we'll do it as an experiment. If nothing, we can always change the route. So say for argument's sake, I put you there. We put a signal coming in there, and then what we'll do is we'll create another line there, here, and we'll call you Stanford Oil Only. and then work in here by these slightly horrible trains again. 2, 3, 4. Right. Whoops, I didn't buy it. I'm always forgetting to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what this train should do is ensure that this oil refinery gets more capacity and gets busier. Oh, look at that. Okay, I think I've probably done enough of this video, but what I want to do now is just see if these lines settle down. So what I'm going to do is just play trains for a little while. Okay guys, welcome back. I just thought I'd just show you this. This is the game indicating that the oil refinery is starting to prepare to level up because of the sheer amount of, you can see here that the fuel is building up quite nicely, and we are now getting a little bit of a profit margin in here. So you can see the fuel coming in here as well, which is getting along quite nicely. I come down to this end line down here, whoops, come down to over here, you'll see is that at the moment we've got a lot of oil in here, but this is now we're picking up more and more from here. You can see more and more is being transported, which is good. Our trucks here are still waiting for fuel, so we may need to put an extra train on to get more fuel down here. But what I'm waiting for is for the game to actually, let's go up to there, is for this to settle down so we're actually producing more fuel. You can see this one's leveling up as well, and more importantly now we are making money right across the board. Looks like the Immingham, where it is the guys moving the materials, let's just have a quick look at that. Immingham Materials is making money. Immingham Stone is still a little bit precarious. Whoops, no, Immingham's Materials. So we still got this horrendous queue here. Is not helping. See, this comes in and queues up here. I do wonder whether this needs to be reworked a bit. But I think at the moment we've just got maybe too many trucks on here. They're just in the queue. I think we got here. Yeah, this is. Well, these guys would come in here, but of course, what we got here is a queue. There. Game is a bit derpy like that. See, you get that little bit of a queue here, and then these guys can come round where these guys actually. I think what I might do is, whoops, actually sell. So that they spread out a little bit more. You as well. Himself. Because I think the problem is because they're always blocking up. They're never going to sort themselves out. So I think maybe what we'll have to do is enforce the spacing. Oh. Yeah, another one. Wow. So you can see that the spacing is not pretty bad, but we're making money. That's all that counts. I think I've messed them up again. Let's see. I think that's a fluctuating profit. We do have quite a lot of materials here, which we need to do something about. We could start thinking about a ship. The problem is that if we got a ship here, we don't really have anywhere to send stuff. Now, I think we've got an increased demand. Oh, wow. Now, that's got potential. We're building up the fuel. We're building up our tools. We've got a small demand for bricks. Actually, that reminds me. Didn't we gain... We've got a small demand for food here. How's the food situation? This is nearly maximum. I think what I'm going to need to do is we've got 100% delivery. I think just to finish off, what I'm gonna do is, how much money am I making on this line? High crops, and we're making a reasonable profit. I do wonder if we can get more crops into here, because at the moment the entire output is going to there. I think what we do need to do is we need more crops coming into here. So I'm just very quickly cancel. But actually we can do it with a passing place. Where's the train? We'll start with a passing place just to try and save some money. If we pick up a passing place here, come to there. Now I'm gone a lot further than I should have done, but come into... Actually, I'm going to run this, or I'm just going to double track it actually. So double track this track. When if we got another option to deliver goods here, why won't that? So, cool. Okay. Signal. Okay. And when I can put the additional stuff in later on. Okay, and find you circle and clone you. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, we'll carry on trying to... Oh, look at that. Perfect non-timing. We've now got a new train. We've actually got a passenger car, which can give us 50 kilometers an hour. Right, we'll just have a quick look at the train. We got here. We got this Borzig, which is a thing. We've got no change to our gondolas. And the top speed of this train is 45 kilometers an hour. The passenger one says 50, but of course we don't have a train capable of going to 50. But maybe in the next part we'll start looking about setting up a passenger line. What I'll probably do also in the next part is any trains that are getting really old, what I'll do is I'll scrap them and replace them with a newer train. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.